Sometimes ERRATAs actually make cards better, but the majority of the time it makes them complete garbage. Quite often, the goal of an errata is just to simplify and clarify the effect of the card, maybe with better problem-solving card text, or fixing the grammar, or whatever. However, sometimes the goal of an errata is actually to make the card less powerful, so it can actually get unbanned to see play again. So for cards that actually got errata'd without necessarily becoming better or worse, Summon Skull would be a great example because even though its effect didn't actually change, it's still a vanilla monster, it kinda has a condition where it's always treated as an Archfiend card, and it wasn't the case before. So what it really does is just that it's searchable by Archfiend Hyris and other cards that actually search Archfiend monsters from your deck or hand, but apart from that, it doesn't actually make a world of a difference. I think for this kind of situation, errata is actually really interesting because you avoid renaming the card completely to Archfiend Summon Skull, and you also avoid making it into an effect monster, which would be extremely awkward and really difficult to keep track of. Now for actual functionality of cards, I can actually think of a lot of cards that either got worse or better, but the majority of the time, like I said, they become worse. Crush Card Virus, Ring of Destruction, Future Fusion, Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End, Sandgan, Necro Valley, Imperial Order, etc. The Imperial Order one was literally a joke though because it barely got worse, like all you really have to do is pay 700 life points on your opponent's turn as well, and you can't really choose to randomly destroy your Imperial Order, but nobody cares about that because if you are flipping Imperial Order against your opponent, people are pretty much always losing against you anyways, and even with this errata, people still want Imperial Order banned. Rescue Cat also got an errata, but it literally changes nothing because the card is still insanely good in Tri-Brigade and can still make you like an Appaloosa for 3, enough for you to win. Sandgan got a very small errata by making it like once per turn, and also whichever monster you search can't really do too much on this turn. You can still special summon it though, so if you go Sandgan into El Mirage, you can search Crusadia Arborea, special summon it, and make Needle Fiber and play from there, or you can actually search Altergeist Multi-Faker, Max C if you are in the OCG, so Sandgan still actually saw competitive play even despite the errata. Now, Necro Valley is actually a pretty good example of a card that actually got better over time. First of all, the effect is now way clearer to read, but also it negates Paleozoic trap effects from the graveyard, which is extremely important. And there are some other cards that are kind of like in the middle, like Sinister Serpent, which got worse, but the card was already kind of unplayable in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh!, so nobody really cares. And that's probably the reason why Yatagarasu should actually come back, because even without an errata, it wouldn't be playable at all. It would kind of be like Sinister Serpent, where you can un-errata the card, and literally nobody would play it at all. My issue with errata is when cards get unbanned just to become so incredibly garbage that you don't even want to waste any time with the card, and it just becomes dead content. Like, I do believe that Ring of Destruction, for example, should have gotten errata, but I don't believe that it should have had the restriction of only being able to be used on your opponent's turn, on your opponent's monster, and being a once per turn card. I think just making it so you take the damage before your opponent was already logical, because the main issue with Ring of Destruction was making kind of both players die simultaneously, because ties are probably one of the biggest problems in Yu-Gi-Oh! Since they obviously create issues in actual tournaments. But that's pretty much all I really had to say for erratas. What do you guys think about card effect change in Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, you already know it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.